Hi, how are you doing? In this video, I would like to discuss and talk with you about finding a business partner. And I am building an AI agency called Script AI, and this question has gotten to me too. I have thought about this and whether it's worth it. And, doesn't matter what kind of business you're building, at the end of the day this question may come to your mind if you want to do this all by yourself or if you want to team up with somebody or some other people. And we're going to go through things to look for in a potential partner and where you can find them, and also how you would approach this. And hope you enjoy. So this video is divided into 4 parts. The first one being to ask ourselves why. Why would you actually want to look for a partner in building your own business, your own agency, right? The second one is the main part where we will go into what to actually look for when you are partnering up with somebody, where we will go through 9 points, and number 1 and number 5 are the ones that I personally pay most attention to. And then number 3 will be how we would approach this. And number 4, the last part, will be where you could actually meet those people and find potential partners. So the first question is why? Why would you want to partner up with somebody in the first place? And as business owners, you tend to wanting to do everything on your own, right? So sharing work or sharing your business, that's a hard decision to make. And it does make sense because at the end of the day, it's your baby, right? And freedom and independence might be the reasons why you got into business in the first place, right? But there are also a lot of benefits. So first of all, skill and knowledge sharing. This is the most obvious one because you're not perfect. You can't do everything on your own. You're not 100% of the business. So to have somebody who you can exchange thoughts with and who gives you insights from a field that you are not an expert in, this can be extremely valuable. Then the next thing is shared risk and investment, right? This can also be quite calming to know that if things go south, you will not be alone and not on your own and by yourself having to deal with all the consequences. And also a broader network, because at the end of the day, if you are at least 2 people, then you're basically doubling your connections that you might end up with more clients or further partners or whatever. And then also in regards to the public perception, how you are viewed from outside. If you are more than one, then that increases your credibility from other stakeholders, right? And finally, and this is, I believe, one of the most important things, and that's the support you get. Right? The support, the motivation to have somebody on your side who has got your back, who is there with you shoulder to shoulder, and who you can talk to, exchange thoughts and ideas. And if you are having a hard time dealing with all the problems that a business brings, then it is very, very valuable and makes things easier if you have a partner on your side. And so at the end of the day, it does make sense to at least consider to teaming up with somebody. Now, what should you pay attention to when looking for a partner to build a business? So the first thing would be to look for complementary skills. So don't choose somebody who has the same skill set as you do, because imagine if, for simplicity's sake, you need 2 skills to succeed in your business. You have one, and you could learn the other one, but you decide to delegate this to your partner. then you are literally doubling your chances of succeeding, right? So the first part is actually to analyze yourself. So what's your skill set? What's your expertise? What are you good at? Then you take the requirements that are necessary for your specific business. Let's say you need a developer, you need a lawyer, you need a marketer, whatever. And you subtract from that requirements catalog your own skill set. And that's what left is the requirements catalog that your partner, your potential partner, would need to bring to the table, right? So, and as a side note, don't necessarily team up with friends if they are not bringing that skill set that you need. Because, we all might have experienced that people are coming to us and, very enthusiastic are telling us that they want to team up with us and that they want to build something together, business-wise. And ask yourself before you agree to that, does this person actually bring something of value that I need? Because at the end of the day, this is not about friendship. This is about building a business, a successful company, right? So don't underestimate this and don't agree to something just out of, being nice. Now, another thing to think about when you're looking for a business partner is that you have a shared vision and shared values, right? So this is more fundamental, so it wouldn't necessarily affect your day-to-day operations, but exactly for that reason, it might be a problem when bigger decisions arise. So imagine if you are open to an exit strategy and you're pretty pragmatic and your business partner is more of a romantic and he sees your business as his baby that he would never sell. Or imagine if there are ethical considerations. So there are companies or industries that cross a red line for you. What if a company of that industry comes to you and makes you a big offer? So in both scenarios, this might lead to a dispute with your partner. So also something you might consider and think about. Now, the next thing that you could look for when you're looking for a business partner is something that's not easy to find, but if you can, try to find somebody who has business acumen and experience. There are people who, when they read an article about a legal decision or a political HR matter or a societal event, they are able to trace that back to your business. And this might be an opportunity, this might be neutral, this might be a threat, but these are smart people who, despite the complexity of that matter, are able to link that back and think about and realize what this could mean for your business. And if you can find somebody like that, grab him. Now, the next thing you should keep an eye on when looking for a business partner is rather obvious, but still it has to be mentioned, and that is financial stability. That doesn't necessarily mean that they should have money. If they have money, that's nice, but this especially means that they should be able to handle financial resources responsibly. That's a given in the business world that they should do that and be able to do that, but still be aware of this. Now, I have already said in the beginning that number 5 is one of the most important things to me, and this goes hand in hand with the financial aspect we've talked about before, and that is reliability and work ethic. So if you are building a business, then it's essential for a successful partnership to be on time, to adhere to deadlines, to deliver quality products and quality services, and I can stand if somebody is not reliable and I cannot count on them, you know? So, where money is so close and so achievable, if people are claiming that you can easily make money with this AI agency and with this AI chatbot, then this quickly draws attention, of course. But if things get serious, only a handful will remain. And those are the ones you can count on. So try to get one of those. Now, another thing that you could pay attention to when looking for a business partner is to look for somebody who's already well connected and who has a big network. So that way you would be able to have somebody who already brings in warm leads, And this is especially valuable if you are acting in a niche that you yourself are not familiar with, so you can get industry insights and an interesting network. So you could build this yourself, obviously, step by step, but obviously this will take a little longer. Now, another minor thing that you could look for when looking for a potential business partner is to have somebody with great conflict resolution skills. This could be handy if you're trying to maintain healthy working relationships, particularly when disagreements arise. And this isn't, I would say, that important, but if they have this, that's a major benefit. Now, another thing you would want to look for in a potential business partner is, of course, you would want somebody who acts with legal and ethical integrity, right? You want to build an honest business, and it obviously should be fundamental that your interests are to protect your business and its reputation. So take care of that as well. And the final thing you might want to look for when looking for a business partner is to have somebody who has a great communication style, that fits your brand or your company and your corporate identity. And you're going to have a lot of talks with many stakeholders, may it be your own customers and clients or potential partners or institutions, and you will have negotiations. And to have somebody who can talk can go a long way. All right, now that we have talked about every point, what to look for in a potential business partner, we are going to check now how you would evaluate this. How would you approach this evaluation of a potential business partner? And there are basically 3 not so fancy strategies, pretty straightforward, and we are going to go through all of them really quickly. So obviously the first one is to conduct an interview, right? So you would have an in-depth discussion about their past projects, about their vision for the future, about their expectations from that partnership, and just talk to each other and see if there's any connection and if the answers they provide you are satisfying to your requirements. You already have your requirements catalog that you defined earlier. There are already a couple of checks that you have ticked off with your expertise, right? So the remaining ones are for them. Another very interesting approach to evaluate or assess somebody is to have a trial project, so engage in a short-term project and evaluate the compatibility and how you work together, how you communicate with each other. And that way you already have a real-world example how you would actually work together if that partnership works out. And the third way how you can evaluate and assess if somebody who might be a potential partner is a good fit for you is to seek references. So talk to former colleagues, talk to previous partners, talk to any clients they might have had, and get insights in regards to that person's reliability, work ethic, and business success, for instance. All right, now that you know what to look for and how you would approach them, the only thing remains, where do you find them? So the first obvious thing would be to go to networking events. And these are especially interesting because they are already tailored to a specific niche, right? To a specific industry, so you know what to expect. And another very interesting approach obviously would be to go to online business networks like LinkedIn, and also online social networks like Facebook and everything, but within a specific group, so it would make sense to niche down and then join those specific groups so that you are in that specific realm. And another thing are startup incubators and accelerators. Don't forget about them. And also don't forget local business events, because that way you are already in a trusted environment because it's local, right? And another thing are co-working spaces. Can't forget about these. These are obviously not so crowded, so there aren't as many people as at those big events, but these are interesting because there are always the same people, right? You meet them on a regular basis and you can get to know them. And the final thing obviously would be referrals. Referrals through word of mouth, through your own friends who have business partners or who have friends who are business owners or want to launch a business, because that way you already have some kind of connections and it's a warmer contact, if you will. And that's it. That's where you find your potential business partners. All right, guys, to wrap it up, does it make sense to have a business partner? I believe it absolutely does. Yes, you will have to compromise a little. You will have to find an agreement with another third party. But what you gain out of this and the benefits you get from that are exponentially higher, in my opinion. And what I'm looking for a partner, I'm looking for reliability, first of all. And if I can bring something to the table that the other person doesn't have, and the other way around, so that we can both focus on our specific fields to move the company as fast as possible. And what do you do? Do you have a partner? Do you plan on getting somebody? If not, why not? Have you ever thought about this? I would love to know. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.